We end the week with a very personal story from Steve Hartman. Steve takes us on the road to the intersection of yesterday and tomorrow.
Long before I went on the road, there was one road, Malcolm Road in Toledo, Ohio. There was one house, number 1053, and one man, my number one.
You recognize any of these?
Sure do.
My father, George Hartman, built this house himself back in 1955.
I sure do.
How long were you planning on living here?
The rest of my life. But when we built this house, we didn't consider stairs as a factor when you got old.
And so here we are. At that moment, elderly parents and their grown children seemed to dread equally the selling of the family home.
I prefer to stay, but you also have to realize that all good things come to an end.
After my mom died last year, it became increasingly difficult for him to manage on his own. So last week, my brother Joe and I went to Toledo to pack up his things.
You see what that is?
What is that?
My mother's hair when she died. She never got gray hair, as you can see.
I would have taken your word for it.
We spent a couple days trying to help Dad with his downsizing,
Yeah, I don't want to throw anything away like that.
Okay.
which at times felt more like same-sizing.
Shoehorn?
Yeah, I was looking for that.
But when pressed, the only things that truly mattered centered on either his faith
Rosary?
Yeah,
or his family.
I love you, Dad. Happy Valentine's Day.
You want to throw that away?
No.
A house that raised a family is so much more than wood and shingles. It's home to almost every memory of our younger lives. It's in the background of everything we were and helped make us who we are. It's where we learned to feel safe, sound, and sometimes even invincible. Yes, technically a house is just a place, but at times like this, it sure feels more like a person. My dad is now moving to a one-story apartment near my other brother, Mike, in Atlanta.
There you go, Dad.
And although I know he's not going to like it at first, hopefully, eventually, he'll be able to focus less on what he left behind and more on what he made possible. Steve Hartman, on Malcolm Road in Toledo, Ohio.
Thank you, Steve. A love story from son to father. That is the CBS Evening News. For Scott Pelley, I'm Charlie Rose in New York. Thanks for joining us. I'll see you Monday on CBS This Morning. Good night.